All right, Algebra 1. What we're looking at is polynomials mixed with a little bit of geometry. Okay, so we're going to be looking at like area and perimeter of rectangles only. All right, I'm not mixing in the triangles or circles yet, but I want to find, like, given a rectangle. Okay, we're going to figure out the area and perimeter uh, based on some generic side lengths. So I don't actually know what the side lengths are, but the problem tells us that the length is 3x minus 4 and the width is x minus 9. So we don't know definitively what x is, and we're not supposed to know, right? But we can find in generic terms what the perimeter and what the area is going to be. Okay, so we'll do both of these things here. So to find the perimeter, if you remember back from 7th grade, all you do is you add up the four side lengths. So you would do x minus 9 plus x minus 9 plus this one plus that one, right? That's what you would do for the perimeter. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to say 2 times x minus 9, because there's two of them, and then plus 2 times 3x minus 4. All right, and then I'm just going to simplify this expression, and that's going to be how I find the perimeter. So 2 times x will be 2x. 2 times the 9 will be a negative 18. This will be a 6x. And then 2 times the 4, that'll be a negative 8. And then we'll combine the like terms there. 2x and 6x will make an 8x. All right. You've got a negative 18 and a negative 8, and that's going to be negative 26. Okay, so this is going to be my formula that represents the perimeter. Okay, so depending on what value we choose for x, like if x is equal to 20, that will be a different problem than if x were equal to 40, right? But if I want to know just the perimeter, I can just plug in 20 for x or plug in 40 for x. Like the question may be, what is the perimeter if x is equal to 20? And so all I would do is I would just substitute in a 20 for the x. This would be 160 minus 26, which is 134, I believe. All right, so that would represent my perimeter, all right, if x were equal to 20. Another question could be like, figure out what x is if you're given the perimeter. All right, that'd be a totally different ballgame. So like, let's say they said, oh, the perimeter is equal to 200, and you got to figure out what x is. Well, then there's a couple of ways you could do it. What you could do is you could just start plugging in values for x. All right, if this represents your perimeter and your perimeter is equal to 200, you can just start plugging in values for x until you get to 200. So maybe you think, oh, maybe it's 50. X is equal to 50. You get 374, which is too big, so you got to dial it back a little bit. Maybe you think x is equal to 30. Ooh, that's pretty close, actually. Got to dial it back a little bit more. 25. All right, I got to go up now. But you get the idea. This is one way that you could figure this out. It's not the best way. Yeah, 198, and that's 200. That's pretty close. I'll bet it's 28.5 minus 26. Oh gosh, I'm still off. Anyway, you could play around with it, or you could just stick around for how we would solve questions like that, which is not that hard actually. All right, so that's the perimeter. If you want to find the area of this object, so the area for a rectangle is length times the width. So I'm literally just going to do this 3x minus 4 times this x minus 9. All right, and this is going to give me an expression that represents the area. So I've got to do double distributive property here, 3x times the x. That'll give me 3x squared. 3x times the negative 9 will be negative 27x. Negative 4 times x will be a negative 4x. And then the last bit is negative 4 times negative 9, which is positive 36. Right. And then these two guys right here, that'll give us negative 31x. All right. And this would be the formula that represents the area of our rectangle. All right, so depending on what value we choose for x, we're going to get a different value for the area. And you could be told what x is, and you just have to plug it in, or you might be told what the area is, and then you have to figure out what x is just by plugging in values for x. All right, that's good for this one.